The governor is cut it off, so if we can get this done within 10 minutes, I would appreciate it.
Hello, Governor. Thank you very much for being here. This is a wonderful venue, and appreciate your time. I'm Andrew Skip. I'm president of Hubbard Hall Chemical. We're a sixth-generation company located here in Waterbury, Connecticut, going back to 1849. And I can tell you that through that time, we've always adapted to find a way to do it. But what my question is for you, we've seen a lot of manufacturing leave this area, and that's what we're dependent on for our business. We followed our customers down to the Carolinas and set up a business there. They very aggressively pursue us to do more growth down there. We now sell overseas to Carrier, which is in Kuala Lumpur and other places. So business continues to move. My question for you is, how are you going to be able to level the playing field for us here in this state, that when we look to expand, that we continue to see Connecticut be a competitive state to operate?
You know, it's a great question, and we are putting together an economic team to do just that. For instance, in this budget, I'm taking, I talked about how many state agencies and silos there were. We're taking all of the ones that have something to do with economic development and putting them, guess what, in one place. Because I think you've fallen through, from your description, you may very well have fallen through the cracks. That people are not being responsive. I think the idea that you're exporting is obviously great, and people in your position need to be encouraged to export. We don't do enough of that in this state. We're going to have a big emphasis on that, and connecting people with the money necessary to set up export operations. So, and by the way, I'd love to actually have a conversation with you sometime about your ideas on how we could be supportive of manufacturing. I have visited a number of manufacturers in this state. Did it through the primary, did it through the general, have done it since I got elected. I was up at Gerber Scientific last week, going through their production facility. So, I'd love to come and have a conversation with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Governor, for coming to the city of Waterbury and having a dialogue with us. My name is Jack Traver. I'm the president of Traver IDC. I can't hold a candle to Andrew in his sixth generation because my business is only fourth generation, and I'm the third. We've only been in Waterbury for 73 short years now, manufacturing, but I am, through the great work of the Waterbury Chamber on their Public Policy Committee and the recent past president of the Smaller Manufacturers Association. And I want to applaud you for recognizing in your budget that the manufacturing community of Connecticut, which I just want to share a couple of things with you, is in fact the economic engine that's still to this day driving the Connecticut economy. We still are just south of 5,000 companies strong, 200,000 employees in the manufacturing community, representing 11% of the workforce. But more importantly, our Connecticut leads the nation in wages, 56,000, but the manufacturing wage is 70,000. So we're carrying that load, and every manufacturing job creates, and we talked about here, 3 to 5 service sector jobs. So that means to this day, when a lot of people in the state legislature fail to realize the important role that manufacturing is playing, the 11% plus another 4 would be 44%. That means to this day, 1 out of every 2 people in the state of Connecticut owe their livelihood to manufacturing. And I can't thank you enough for realizing it's bad public policy when all our neighbors aren't doing it to tax manufacturing machinery equipment that's catching the goose instead of the egg, and we are willing to do our share to help as long as you're taxing the egg, which I think is the case. Our list of needs to be globally competitive is rather short. Energy, healthcare, the brownfields, and income and worker training. That's really the list. It's only 4 long. Connecticut does have problems. We're the highest state in the nation in energy. You need to keep your eye on that ball, and again, I applaud you for recognizing, putting any money back into that energy fund that helps us so dearly, that was robbed last year by the governor, by the prior governor, was her initiative. And lastly, on the health care, we do lead the nation in unfunded mandates, and that is the reason. And right now in the legislature body, They're looking at a bunch more of them, and it's bad enough we have to take a tremendous tax bite here. It's a shame that any of these unfunded mandates be put on them, so I thank you.
Listen, I don't know what you're doing the next 2 months, but could you come to every one of these for me, please?